Yet another month is drawing to a close, so let's check out the best new Skyrim mods released of late. I'm Bard's college graduate and once again, welcome to another episode of Skyrim Mods of the Moment. Let's begin with Edge UI. It is a modern user interface replacer heavily inspired by AAA games such as God of War, Assassin's Creed and Elden Ring. The mod started as a HUD replacer for another UI mod, but is now a full-fledged standalone UI with features of its own. The black and gold color combo theme is beautiful, and overall, the revamped menus make the game look and feel super sleek. Even fooled me to feel like I'm playing a brand new game. There is a small dot-style crosshair and everything is stylized in a cohesive manner. Truth be told, I am not the biggest fan of the default font that is very modern, but that can be changed by overriding it with any font mod of your choice. You can customize the UI from the ini file, and upon installation, you can also choose from different loading screen options. Edge UI is still a work in progress mod, but my experience with it has been pretty much flawless so far. Now, let's check out Dragons SE, which is an incredible redesign of the dragons of Skyrim. This mod adds new models and textures to every dragon in the game, including the unique scaly boys such as Alduin and Barthornax, but excluding the Serpentine dragon. I especially love their expressive faces and beady eyes now. This redesign of the iconic Skyrim dragon is a beautiful one, making them look fearsome, massive and armored. A true foe that only the worthy Dragonborn can attempt to subdue. Now let's check out a companion mod. This time it's Heart of Ice Astrid, custom voiced follower. This woman is Astrid, a fierce and skilled warrior from Roscaria Island in the Sea of Ghosts.
Only the swiftest and strongest of us pass the initiation. This is an exam every 18-year-old has to participate in.
She has spent all her life honing her fighting skills, and she is possibly the most powerful warrior from her home island. She has come to Skyrim in the purpose of retrieving her village's stolen heirloom. Her first quest begins at Rorikstead, where the tavern is all messed up and the innkeeper mentions it was caused by someone who has now left to the Blue Water Cave. In there, we meet Astrid for the first time.
Again, who are you? Stay back before I kill you! This pattern proves I am the best of the best, and you are looking at the greatest swordsman from the island. Not so long ago, a valuable artifact was stolen from my homeland. The Ragnar's Fleece, it is called. And I, as the worthiest person for this task, am here to right a wrong.
The cave starts to collapse, and Astrid is in danger of drowning, but if you manage to save her, she bids her life to you in exchange.
According to an ancient Roscrian custom, everyone whose life was saved must devote his or her life in service to their savior.
When you meet her for the first time, she seems very arrogant and rash, but when you get to know her better, you'll see that she has a softer side to her.
It kicks. Do you guys soak hair often?
Astrid has over 2,000 voiced lines and a unique storyline with multiple quests, and the choices that you make during them decide the ending out of 4 possible outcomes. In addition to the quests, she has a ton of features, including a war paint system, additional outfits and different hairstyles you can choose for her in-game, and a wide conditional awareness to different types of situations. I found Astrid to be very lore-friendly and an overall joy to be around, especially after the bond between the characters deepen. She's a romanceable follower, and the romance progression continues even after marriage, making her trust you more and more.
Kid stuff. See? I do it every day!
I think she is a well-written character with a consistent personality, brought to life with incredible voice acting, and just a perfect companion for anyone who seeks a strong woman with a strong will. This is still a work-in-progress mod, so bugs may occur, and there isn't much vanilla quest dialogue yet, but her custom quests and her dialogue in them are really good. There is a variety of traps in Skyrim, so why not bring another one in? Watch Your Step adds a new type of trap, a snare rope trap to many dungeons in the game for both player character and NPC to trip to with custom animations. You'll hang face down until you free yourself with a QTE event, and your followers will free themselves without you needing to help them. Yeah, gotta be careful out there. Memorable Stories is a small mod that adds a collection of various stories in certain locations in the province of Skyrim, adding small atmospheric details to the game. There are 6 booky notes and journals added in total, fitting seamlessly into the game world and the location they're in. Perfect for anyone who loves themselves some additional detail and horror themes in Skyrim. I have always felt like the clothes of the game are a bit lacking, and that there isn't enough lore-friendly simple clothing mods. But now, I needn't complain anymore, as Common Clothing expansion is here, bringing some much-needed diversity into the common clothes of Skyrim. These 4 new clothes and 1 hood are designed to fit seamlessly into the game world and aesthetic, and you can get them by crafting or buy them at Radiant Raiments. Now we'll just have to wait for an NPC distribution patch, as I'd love to see the people of Skyrim wear these outfits. We got new clothes, but now it's time to, excuse me for using this word, swag our character off. Oh god. Nirn Necessities SMP Accessories adds multiple different lore-friendly, low-fantasy accessories to wear, such as cloaks, scarves, backpacks, satchels, and even masks. These beautiful items have physics enabled, making them move in a super satisfying way while walking or running. There is a lot of color variation added to the mix, and these accessories can be acquired by crafting them at the forge, or you can purchase them from merchants. These items surely make your character's outfit feel complete. Spells of Silly is a small mod that adds several unique new spells into the game. Inspired by Frieren, these 7 new spells do things such as turn bread into garlic bread, or red apple to a green apple, or transmute a torch into a wedge of cheese. Fun! But besides the entertainment factor, these spells are kind of useless, but we love them anyway. A small dose of immersion goes a long way, and this time let's check out Chatty NPCs and followers. This mod makes the characters greet each other with varying responses depending on their race, gender, societal status, and the relationship between them.
Her skin's as pale as the snow. I see.
How's it going?
I'm feeling very well.
Ah, good.
They might ask each other about their health, and some NPCs will approach your vanilla followers, greeting them, giving them a blessing, or annoying or insulting them.
May your sword be sharp, and your tongue sharper.
You have a kind heart.
There is a lot of delightful variety, nearly 1500 lines of dialogue in total, all repurposed or spliced from the original voice lines.
Greetings.
Hello there.
To make the NPCs even more talkative, we might want to add Collusion Dialogue Overhaul. This mod adds around 500 new voice lines for when you bump against these people, making them call you out for it.
Typical stupid Nord. Get lost.
Hey,
Back
watch
off,
out,
you
skeever
bloody
brain.
idiot!
There are many different types of responses from the NPCs, depending on their voice type, and also many unique characters have been included in this mod.
Watch out, you silly sod. Oi, careful.
Oi, come on, you daft bugger.
I also have a few location overhaul mods to showcase, so let us begin with Orc Exiles, the Cracked Tusk Keep. This mod overhauls the Falkreath ruined keep that is inhabited by orcs and makes it look like these people have made it their own over the years. The castle ruins are kept in place, but now there are stockades to keep intruders out of the keep, a lot of added purposeful clutter to make the place seem more imposing, and it's also expanded with some added huts, as there are also new NPCs to populate it. Now the location looks epic and is a joy to come across in the forest of Falkreath. Granite Hill Cut Content Restoration adds an accurate, fully voiced restoration of the town of Granite Hill to Skyrim, located in the Whiterun Tundra. This location was cut from the game before release, and there has been many mods addressing this before, but this one aims to be faithful to Bethesda's original implementation. This version of Granite Hill is a fully functional town with 4 buildings, including a tavern and a general goods store. There are 8 new NPCs living in it, which are voiced by professional voice actors, making the town come alive.
I'm a scholar, and I've been here for about half a century now, studying the odd occurrences surrounding the mountain here.
Have you ever wondered how the grain is so good despite the harsh climate?
Everybody else just attributes it with Vildagni's love for nature.
I think these characters are well written, and I love how they seem to have solid personalities, backstories, and occupations. Granite Hill is a small town, a perfect place to rest before continuing your travels, and maybe help the townspeople with what you can while at it. Ysmir's tier, FuzzBeed's Dungeons, adds a completely new dungeon to the game to an island in the freezing Sea of Ghosts. You can sail to this location with a rowboat and get ready for the challenge ahead by this small camp. This place was once the pinnacle of Atamoran Skyrim trade and migration, but after a curse was placed upon it, it crumbled and was abandoned. This journal sheds more light into the island and the fates of these people, and right on the inside of the burrow, there is more info for those who are interested in its lore. The dungeon itself is a very small one, but fun to fight through. As a reward for completing it, there is a custom weapon waiting for you in the chest. To add some spooky dark fantasy aesthetic to the game, you might be interested in Graveyards of the Tundra and Graveyards of the Marshlands. These mods add several grave sites to Skyrim, including tombstones, old swords, cemetery statues, coffins, skeletons, and dead trees. I especially like how they make the Morthal Swamp even more creepy to go through and adds this atmospheric touch to it. We're moving from the spooky season into the winter season, and what's better to celebrate than with some additional snow? Yay! Structures of Skyrim Snowy AF adds a realistic, handcrafted 3D snow layer on top of the farmhouses and other building roofs in the cold regions of Skyrim. There is now a lot of snow piled up on these structures, as it should be, and it looks great in these environments and the edges of bridges. Now, just be careful to not get hurt by the falling snow, or that's what we always stress in Finland during winter. To make the shrine of Mehrunes Dagon, the Daedric Prince of Darkness and Destruction, more detailed and lore-friendly, let's add Mehrunes Dagon Unique Shrine. With the help of Base Object Swapper, the mod swaps many objects inside the shrine to unique ones, including the head statues on the walls. The objects use the textures you have installed, and they make the shrine feel more important and unique, as it should be. Immersive as well. Now it is time to enter the epic graphics mods showdown section of the video. Let us begin with Kanjs, Nordic Puzzle Door Animated. This mod adds refreshing remeshes and retextures to the puzzles and rune stone pillars, making the portrayal of the animal glow with blue light, which makes them look absolutely magical. JS Vanilla Circlets is a mod that completely remakes the beautiful embellished circlets of the game with new meshes and textures. It also fixes their fitting and some clipping that occurs on female elves and male orcs. I'll just say that these circlets just blew my mind with how utterly gorgeous they look, and I can't stop looking at them. So shiny! From glowing puzzles and shiny tiaras, next we have rocks. Cathedral 3D rocks add small boulders, stones and pebbles to Skyrim's landscape, inspired by high-altitude environments. You can find them everywhere, in nature, in towns, even underwater. They fit perfectly into the world, and especially these rivers paved with rocks look amazing and completely natural, and overall, it makes the environment feel more realistic. There are different versions of the mod in the installer, so you can choose from different densities of rocks. Now, hold on to your chairs as we're going to an epic adventure to Skyrim's equivalent of IKEA. Why do I hear a groan from somewhere in the back? Worry not, this is going to be fun, I promise! Malacath's Chosen, an orc furniture replacer, is a mod that overhauls the furniture of the mighty Ysmir in Skyrim, making their longhouses seem and feel more esteemed, and not to even speak of, filled with their rich culture. This new furniture set looks carefully handmade, and they fit in the world like a glove, and I absolutely love all the small details of them. The Dark Elves deserve some additional care on their furniture as well, with Redoran Reverie, a Dunmer furniture replacer. This mod replaces the Dark Elf Nobles furniture in Morvain Manor, Severin Manor, and the Temple of Raven Rock. All benches, tables, and thrones are renewed with careful crafting and scarab motif details, and the common Dunmer dwellings have no soft cushions on their chairs. To get the beds to match, you might be interested in Dunmer Dreams, a Dark Elf bed replacer, or to go above and beyond, the gorgeous Redoran Reverie, a Dunmer bed replacer. To make the vampires of the game feel a bit cozier too, Comfy Coffins is a great add-on. The mod replaces common coffins, solitude coffins, and vampire coffins with these magnificent works of art. Look at these details, and look at that rich red fabric. What luxury to be a horrifying blood-sucking fiend these days! Reclusive Respite, a High Hrothgar bed, chair and bench replacer, is a mod that overhauls the furniture of the monks in High Hrothgar with solid new beds, chairs and benches. Now they sit and sleep on slabs of stone with just a thin mattress under their backs and buttocks. Is that why their posture is so good? There's also an add-on to have these chairs in the Sky Haven Temple as well. And by the way, this replacer for the Greybeards is another new mod as well, the Way of the Voiced Greybeard NPC Overhaul. It gives them these great looking, faithful to the original looking faces that use high poly head, and it's just nice to see some love for these reclusive gentlemen in the mountain retreats. And back to the furniture, we have just one more mod for the road. Deep Slumber, a Dwemer bed replacer, makes the infamously uncomfortable stone beds a little bit more bearable. Quite similar to the High Hrothgar beds, they now have a thin mattress on top of the slab of stone, but also some of the most beautifully weaved blanket covers in gold and purple. Now I may even rent a room in the Silverblood Inn, as previously it was just a recipe for back pain and thus avoided. Skyrim IKEA tour over, so now let's change the scope to something bigger. To make Solitude seem more grand and marvelous, let's check out Savik's Solitude Overhaul. This mod overhauls the capital of Skyrim into a cheap Novigrad knockoff, and those are not my words, they're the authors, by adding more buildings all around the city. The The models are ported from The Witcher 3 and they use vanilla textures, so they work with any texture overhauls you may have installed. With the mod, Solitude looks and feels more dense, busy and more interesting vertically. Now these buildings are just for show as you can't enter any of them, and it also doesn't add any new NPCs, just makes the city visually more impressive, and I really do like how it makes Solitude feel so much bigger with these tall rooftops, bell towers and medieval architecture. Reimperialized Darklight Tower location overhaul and new tileset overhauls this rift location, both the interior and exterior of the fort. With the mod, the location stands out from the rest of the abandoned imperial forts filled with enemies. The layout of the Darklight Tower is very similar to the original, but the interior has been altered to match the exterior better. I think the renewed fort is especially amazing from the inside now, as it feels like a brand new dungeon, so weirdly familiar yet so fresh. There are also completely new rooms included in this overhaul for you to explore, while getting rid of the witches and hag ravens that have made their home here. Today I also have 2 new armors for you guys, this time with a theme of Daedric Princess. Armor of Hermaeus Mora and Armor of Meridia. Both are heavy armors inspired by dark fantasy aesthetic and may be crafted at the forge with ebony smithing perk. Armor of Hermaeus Mora, the Prince of Forbidden Knowledge, is very unique, green in color, with a steel mask covering the wearer's face. This mod comes with a theme-appropriate greatsword as well. Armor of Meridia, the Prince of Life, on the other hand, is more of a classic-looking armor with leg guards and leather details. There are 2 versions of the armor, both looking quite epic, mighty and capable. I'd also like to showcase this new, unique weapon, Silverguard. This mod adds this 2-handed sword into the game, its blade finely cast from silver, making it a perfect weapon versus the undead, vampires or werewolves. It has very cool perks and effects, gives you extra damage against these certain enemies of the night. To start the adventure to find it, travel to Gallows Rock, as someone from the organization known as the Silver Hands may know more about its whereabouts. A Mods of the Moment video is not a Mods of the Moment video without a player home showcase, so let's check out Dragonborn Keep Revamped, Falkreath Mountains player home. This home is a small Dovahkiin-themed castle located in the southern mountains of the Falkreath Hold, right next to Angi's camp, and it has a lot of room for friends and followers, as well as a lot of storage space. This home is quite spacious on the inside, but I think it's still very cozy and atmospheric with these open spaces to spend your evenings with your companions. There's also a bathhouse, which I appreciate very much, as you guys already know. Before everything, this player home is convenient as it has all the crafting stations and all the room and storage. It also has a really nice view to Skyrim from the balcony and is such a great place to spend that adventuring downtime in. To support the channel, watch extra content and gain access to Discord, check out patreon.com/BartCollegeGraduate. Thanks to Billy Duncan, Dodepunker, Jacob, Kira, Red, Ryan Ulrich and the Panicked Monk, as well as my other Patreon supporters whom I appreciate the most. Thank you so much for watching the video. Like and subscribe if you want to see more. Take care and see ya!